He was very much aware of the fact that if youth of the Ummah had structured their real destiny, then they could have led the Muslims of the subcontinent out of the pit of subjugation earlier than they did. He was aware of the fact, mean he knew that if youth of the Ummah, if youth of subcontinent had structured, had formulated, structured mean banaya hota, their real destiny, their future by themselves, mean if they were not under the subjugation and slavery of Britishers and the Hindus, so they could have led mean they have taken the Muslims of the subcontinent out of the pit mean gade se, of subjugation means slavery, gulami, earlier than they did, mean they could have taken the Muslims of the subcontinent from the pit of subjugation, from the pit of slavery, earlier than they did it in 1947. Young generation is the standard bearer of any nation. He was of the view that young generation is a standard bearer. Standard bearer mean mayar ki hamil, who sets the standard of any nation. Mean it is the young generation who sets the standard of any nation. A nation is known by its young generation, its youth. If their energy is channelized mean रास्ते पर लगाई जाए, utilized in proper direction, in a proper way, correct way, सही सिमत में लगाई जाए, it can bring sea changes in the social, political and economic fabric of the nation. Mean young generation possess potential, caliber, abilities, capacities. So if their potential, if their abilities are utilized in a proper way, in a correct way, so they can bring development and prosperity in the social means samaji, political siyasi, economic muashi, fabric of the nation, aspect of the nation. ज़िंदगी के शोबों में कौम के इन तमाम दिन they can bring development and prosperity in any field of the nation, whether it is social, whether it is political, or whether it is economic. Keeping this view in mind, keeping this thing in mind, Iqbal focused on the creative energy of the youth in his poetry. That was the reason that youth possess potential, caliber, abilities and capacities. Iqbal focused on the creative energy, on the potential, on the caliber of young generation in his poetry. That's why mostly he wrote for young generation. मोहब्बत मुझे इन जवानों से है, सितारों पर जो टालते हैं कमन. Let me tell you one thing, students. In this unit, as this unit is all about Allama Muhammad Iqbal and the young generation, and I told you that Allama Muhammad Iqbal wrote many poems on young generation. So in this unit also you will come across different remarkable verses of Allama Muhammad Iqbal, and I'm going to explain those verses side by side. This is one of those. मोहब्बत मुझे इन जवानों से है, सितारों पर जो डालते हैं कमन. He said that I have love for those youngsters who pull the stars down. Mean, I love those youngsters who set high aims and goals for themselves. Not only they set high aims and goals for themselves, but they strive hard, they work hard day and night to achieve those aims and goals. Now let's have a look at what did Iqbal think his young generation, his youth to be like. Iqbal's Nojawan is Marde Momin. Iqbal thought that my young generation is just like Marde Momin. Marde Momin mean a true Muslim. Mujahid. Mujahid is a person who fights in support of Islam. Shaheen. We have explained in detail that why did Allama Muhammad Iqbal wanted his young generation to be like an eagle or Shaheen, just because of the distinct qualities that Shaheen can fly, or an eagle can fly higher. It can identify its prey from a very far distance and focus on it until it get it, and it can fly in storms as well. So these were some of the distinct qualities of Shaheen which Iqbal wanted to see in his young generation. So Iqbal's youth is just like an eagle. An explorer. Explorer mean a person who searches for new facts and information. Iqbal's youth is not the person who just blindly believe on already sets, previously sets, facts and information and knowledge, but a person who tries to search for new facts and new information and so on. Explorer mean हकाइक का मुतलाशी. An adventurer. Adventure is a kind of a journey which is full of risks and challenges. So Iqbal wanted his young generation, his youth, to be just like an adventurer, Muhimju, who has the ability to face the challenges, to fight against risks. And seer. Seer mean a far-sighted person who can predict the future, who has the ability to predict the future. Ahle basirat, basarat rakhne wala. Whose aim is going higher and deeper like an eagle. Whose aim? Allama Iqbal. Iqbal's youth's aim or purpose is going higher and deeper like an eagle. As I told you, eagle is the only bird who can fly up to an altitude of 10,000 feet. No other bird can fly up to that altitude. So he wanted to see all those qualities of an eagle in his young generation, and apart from an eagle, other qualities he also wanted to see in his young generation as well. To explore new world in uncharted waters of creativity. Uncharted waters, namalum samandron mein, mean the things which have not been invented yet by any other person, which have not been discovered by any other persons. His young generation, his youth is just like that, who has the ability to go higher and deeper to that extent to which not any other person have yet reached to that extent. Waters of creativity. Creativity means takhleeq, just for the sake of creativity, just for the sake of for the satisfaction of its creativity and intellectual pursuit. Intellectual pursuit means for the sake of for the search of knowledge and ideas and thoughts. The youth of Iqbal is a strong believer in ishq. Iqbal's youth strongly believe in ishq. Ishq is a strong sentiment. You can say a channel, motivation, a motivating force which motivates an individual or young person to invent new things, to explore new things, to discover new things. So it is just because of the ishq which motivates a person, which keeps a person motivating all the time. So Iqbal's young generation, Iqbal's youth strongly believe in the sentiment of emotion of ishq. A creative and dynamic energy. Ishq is a creative and dynamic energy. Dynamic energy means it's not stagnant, it's not stopped. It's a dynamic energy which keeps a young person motivated all the time. And it's just because of this ishq which helps the youth to discover and subdue new stars of originality, which helps a person to invent new things, to discover new things. Subdue mean kabu mein pana. New stars of originality mean the things which have not been discovered or invented by any other person. It is just because of this force, this motivating force, that is ishq. And individuality. Originality mean asliyat. Individuality mean infaradiyat. Moreover, Iqbal's Naujawan is a man of khudi. What is a khudi? Khudi is self-respect. Khudi is the significance of the self in an individual, is the source through which we can bring ourselves closest to the ultimate. Khudi is that power through which you can better know yourself. And after knowing yourself in a better way, you can do anything. The absolute khudi is infinitely. Absolute mean mukammal. Complete khudi is infinitely mean unlimited. Beintaha hai. Creative. Takhliqi hai. Know thyself and success shall be thine. Thyself and thine. These are the words related to the old language. Thyself mean yourself. Thine mean yours. Know thyself. अपनी मार्फत हासिल करो. And success shall be thine. so success will be yours. If when will you will know yourself in a better way, so you can achieve anything in your life.